super, super excited to be here with you all this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We have some amazing magic to share with you. So if you will comments, tell us where you are tuning in from. I am tuning in from Indiana in Midwestern United States, and I'm super honored to be sharing space with you. I want to first say to you that this is not just a conversation, this is an activation. I am very much of the belief that right now in our lives, that right now in our lives more than ever, every interaction that we are being called to is for a deep, deep purpose. So whether you are here to just hang out in the community and vibe with us, or whether you're here to really tap into what we have done in the online space, either way, it doesn't matter. We are honored to have you here. And I really want you to open your hearts and open your minds and be willing to suspend disbelief for a short while, because what we're going to share with you is magic. What we're going to share with you is cutting edge. We are busting through many, many paradigms. This is new earth business. So I want to encourage you to really interact. As you interact, you are connecting with our energy, which means that we are coding you and you are coding us. This interaction is occurring for a reason. So we want to share our soul frequency with you, and we want you to share your soul frequency with us. If you don't have a pen and paper, grab one, because you're going to absolutely gain some value out of this conversation. What we're going to be sharing with you is how the lovely CJ and I have tapped into the online space to create conscious wealth. Why? Why are we moving to the online space? Because that's what everyone is doing. And so why not harness it? The search for online business increased something like 600% over the past couple of years. People are looking to do things in a different way. This was really spurred by COVID. And now we have all of the fear mongering going on around what is going to happen with the economy. I personally have chosen to step out of that timeline and do business differently. So before we go into the specifics of how we have created Conscious Wealth Online, I want to tell my story. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Monica Painter, and I, like you, was a child who was searching for possibility and joy. This world made no freaking sense to me at all. I did not understand why we were sent to a building 8 hours a day. I did not understand why my parents worked 9 to 5, and I did not understand why they lived for the weekend. It seemed so ass backwards to me. So I was a dreamer. I wanted to be an actress and a singer, and damn it, I was going to do it. Even though everyone around me kept reminding me, you've got to have a backup plan. You need to go to college. Most people don't make it. And I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to be a freaking actress. So after I graduated high school, I went to LA. I lasted about 6 months, and I realized that was not really what my soul calling was, but I didn't ask what if for the rest of my life. So I came home. I became a massage therapist. I got my license in aesthetics to do skincare. And this is where my energetic healing ability came in, right? But it didn't pay the bills. So I went to college. I graduated from the university with my first bachelor's degree in communication. I got a job in advertising that I freaking hated. I got pregnant and then got married. Oops. Okay. I got married, and then I had 3 kids, and my ex-husband and I created some chaos together. Take full responsibility. I was very unhappy. I went back to school and got another degree in nursing. I got my bachelor's in nursing and became an RN. And I was so depleted and so tired. I was an angry little woman. Can you imagine me as an angry little woman? I was a pissed off, angry little woman because I was giving from an empty cup. I was not taking care of myself. And the only thing that stopped me was illness. I got sick. And I couldn't push through it anymore. I had hives all over my body. I had digestive issues. My stomach hurt so bad. And so I knew that I had to do something different. I started looking inward. I started doing the soul work and meditating. And really, I knew that if I wasn't here to take care of my kids, no one else was going to take care of them. So then I started doing the work for myself. Not everyone was on board. And so I knew that that relationship needed to end. The first thought I had about becoming a single parent was, I don't want to lose time with my kids. That's one of the reasons why I stayed so long. I didn't want to have to go work harder and be in the hospital more to be away from my kids. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to have to come up with a strategy. And I knew online was the place to be. I knew it. I had been trying, but I couldn't quite figure it out. So I did an Amazon FBA business and didn't feel good at all. I dabbled in some MLMs. I sold some CBD oil. I sold some essential oils, but the money wasn't there. The money wasn't there. The support wasn't there. And the structure wasn't there. I was grinding. I was on a damn hamster wheel. So I kept grinding as a nurse. Then COVID hit. I was like, between the eyes, it's like that lit a fire under my ass. I was like, I have to find something different because this no longer works for me. So I started looking again. So like many of us do, I'm on my phone, mindlessly scrolling Facebook after a long ass day. I was super tired. The kids finally went to bed. And I was scrolling and I found a beautiful woman named Brooke W. March. There's a testimonial in this group from her. And I saw her and she was so lit up and happy. And she had this way about her. And I was like, I want to be like her. I don't care what she's doing. Give me some. I wanted to live a lit up life. I didn't want to grind anymore. I wanted to live my mission. I wanted my soul to sing, and her soul was singing. So that's when I came into this space that we are going to share with you. That is when I decided that I was going to take a leap into something that I'd never experienced before, into something that I was kind of skeptical about, but my soul told me yes. My soul told me to push forward through the fear and see what it was. And so in simplest terms, what we had done in this space, what I had done in this space is I had taken my healing journey and I have shared it in the online space in the way that resonates with my soul, which is different for everyone. I got to do it my way. In doing the inner work that is available to us in this space, I activated the law of attraction. I activated the law of attraction and I took aligned action to call in my soul tribe, who is a holistic being that cares about mind, body, and soul, which means that they aligned with the conscious offer that we are going to talk to you about. Now, as I'm calling souls into this aligned offer and creating the freaking best friends I've ever had in my life, I'm tapping into automation. Automation is the concept that we're going to share with you that allows you to step into freedom. It allows you to stay in alignment so that you can rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, but in an evolved way, because our mission, our business, our message is always changing. Okay, so that's a little bit about my story. Now I'm going to pass it over to CJ, and she's going to share a little bit about her story because it's very different than mine, which speaks to the diversity in this community. And she's going to explain to you what a social media skill set means and how this platform that we have partnered with teaches you how to do it in not only a strategic way, but an energetic way. Whole new different ballgame. CJ.
Hi. So I'm And I just want to say that, you know, as a young girl, I was always for following the rules. I was not a rule breaker. I was like, you know, do that. And I followed along like a good little puppet, somebody else pulling my strings, telling me what to do. Right things. I did all the right things. I acted in the right way. And you know what? I literally, you know, did the whole go to school, get a good job, get married, have 2.5 kids, do all this. And I was the most miserable, lonely being on the face of the planet. And I was like, there's got to be more than this. You know, I busted my ass working 2 jobs, got pregnant with my first child had her on spring break of my college year before I graduated college, worked, got my degree, got into the workforce, worked 2 jobs while raising a baby, had another baby, you know, working these 2 jobs. And I'm like, okay, I've done all the things. I've jumped through the hoops. I did what I was supposed to do. I followed the rules. Why in the fuck am I not happy? Why am I still living paycheck to paycheck? Why am I still having somebody else tell me what to do? And I was like, oh my God, there's got to be more to life than this. So long story short, that marriage ended because I didn't want to follow the rules anymore. And I was like, I'm not going to continue my life having to live up to someone else's expectations. So I left that relationship. Another long story short, ended up finding my soulmate, got married, gained 2 bonus children, had 3 more children of my own. And I'm like, okay, life is great. I have my soulmate. I'm happy. Everything's wonderful. And I'm still working this job. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm still doing the things. I'm raising my family, but I'm working jobs and I'm doing 150% to get the pat on the head of good job, great job. And the reward that I got for doing that was all the nights, all the weekends, all the time that everybody else wanted off for vacation. I got to work those things. And I was like, and for what? A paycheck that barely put, you know, gas in the tank to get to work. And for a boss to tell me, you know what, you get to work, great job. That's it. And it was like, there's gotta be more to this. So I was like, okay, screw this. The way to get out of this hamster wheel is to be in my own business. So I had bought a building and I was like, okay, I got this. I was laying the groundwork in the background. I was like, okay, I can be my own boss. That's what the main goal was, is everybody's looking to be their own boss, make all the decisions, do all the things. And I literally was like, I'm going to do this. So I opened this cafe, quit my job on a Friday, opened my cafe on a Monday morning, 6 a.m. And I was like, game on, I got this. So I got into I got into this cafe and I was like, okay, this is awesome. And you know, you go into it gung-ho and you have all this energy and you're like, I'm gonna do the deal and I'm gonna, you know, make this work. And I have a label. I have a label. I'm no longer just a mom. I'm no longer just an employee. I now am a businesswoman. I own my own business. And I was like, hell yeah, I got this. So what I quickly found out, I wasn't getting the reward of a paycheck. Yes, bonus, I got to make my own decisions. I got to set my own hours, which were kind of dictated by being married to this building, to this business 24/7, 365 days. I had one other employee other than myself. So I literally worked everything. I wore all the hats. So I got a paycheck that went directly back into the business. I got all the headaches of the one employee that I did have calling in sick and not showing up. I got to be the, you know, the cooker, the cleaner, the grocery getter, everything. I literally would go to the cafe at 4:30 a.m., have my day, do all the things, shut the cafe at 4:30 p.m., do all the cleanup, all the groceries, and be prepping for the next day. And literally I would leave there at 12:30 a.m., come home, fall asleep on the couch, not even get out of my clothes, to just get up and do it all again the next day. And I was like, what is wrong with this? I thought this was the end all be all, you know, I'm a business owner. Well, and then again, like Monica, in comes pandemic. And I'm like, holy shit, my whole entire livelihood, everything that I own, have built is in this building. I'm told I cannot be open anymore. So I'm like, okay, instantly, you know, I was like panic mode. What am I going to do? I still have bills that are going to be coming in. I have no income coming in. And I've been dabbling in the online space, looking, scrolling in the, you know, 2 hours that I had to. And I too came across Brooke W. March. And I was like, it was kind of like a rubberneck. It was like, you know, that bad accident you follow, you see on the highway. And then you're like, you look, then you're like, oh my God, I don't want to see it. And you're like, oh my God, I have to see what she's doing next.
The train wreck.
I want what she has. And I, you know, I stressed myself out so much about being closed for pandemic that I ended up in the hospital,
Hmm.
and I was not on my phone. And I got this message as I was leaving the hospital, and it was Brooke. And she's like, "Hey, CJ, this is just Brooke. I, haven't heard from you in a while, and I'm just going to assume that you're not interested in this, and I'm just going to take you off my list." And I was like, "Oh, fuck no. I need to be in this space. I need to do what she's doing." So the very next day I called her. I'm like, "Hey, I'm in. Let's do this." And it was like, okay. So then I jumped into online space. And what I really, really want you guys to understand is, we say this business is 80% inner work. And that's what this did for me. It literally allowed me to lean into that time of when I needed to make a pivot and a change. It allowed me to work on myself. It allowed me to figure out who the hell CJ was. Not just a mama, not at someone else's employee, not a failed in my own brain business owner, but to figure out who I wanted, what my hopes were, what my goals were, what my dreams were. Because if your mama, put in the comments, I'm a mama, you know what it's like to do the things for everybody, to have everybody else's needs be met. And then you kind of forget who you are, what you're all about, or even what even makes you happy or excites you. So I dove into this online space, and I want to talk about, the first element that we talk about is the personal brand. And I was like, what am I going to talk about? I'm just a mom. I have a failed business. Who am I? And what, nobody's going to want to hear what I have to say. I have nothing of value to share. And the beauty of this space is, with the platform that we have, we are taught how to build that. And literally, if you're online, you already have a personal brand. You may not realize it. You're on there sharing, "Oh my God, look what I made for dinner today. Oh my God, my kids are at the park playing. Oh my God, I did laundry and I forgot to, fold the laundry for 10 days," but you're posting that on. You're on Facebook. You have a personal brand. You have been building that for as long as you've been on Facebook. But the key is, you need to learn how to monetize that. And that's what this space allows us to do. The platform that we're in, we get to learn how to do everything step by step to build that brand. So if you may come into here, for me, I got on Facebook. I was like, Facebook's the devil. Facebook is the place that people go that they want to stir up shit in everybody else's life. Not ever in my wildest dreams thinking I could come on here, share my story, share my values, share my voice, and have people be like, "Hey, I want to be like her." So to come from somebody who's like a mama and not knowing that I had any value outside of that label, to be able to come in here and be in the 1% of people that is actually monetizing this space, just blows my mind. So, I've always been an introvert my whole life, a girl behind the scenes. And it's like, this inner work and this platform has given me the ability to step into my power, to speak my truth unapologetically, and, go back and look at myself. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, who's she? I want some of what she's got." So it's just amazing to, be in the space where you have the ability to just show up, be who you are, be real, be raw, be unapologetic, and just be you, and learn how to monetize it. It's amazing. So what I want you guys to understand too is, it's not like you have to go out and figure out anything. We teach you how to do it, and we do this by attraction marketing. So if you're on this call, you came to this space because you either saw Monica or someone else in this group, and you're like, "Yeah, I like what she's got going on. I want some of that." And that's what this is all about. So the first element is your personal brand. And the fact of the matter is that, we have all the trainings and the tools to get you there. And the way that we monetize our brand is by affiliating with an offer. A lot of people want to build their own things. That's great. But we also have the ability for you to align with the offer. And that's what's called affiliate marketing. And so I'm going to turn it back over to Monica, and she's going to talk about our high ticket, high profit offer that we align with.
Okay, awesome. Before we go there, let's talk a little bit more about the Freedom Era. So for instance, my favorite course is the Money Mindset course. So within the Freedom Era, we've got all of these different courses and weekly masterminds. What's your favorite course, CJ? Do you have a favorite course?
I want to say mine is the mindset, because even though I've been through all this and I'm like, "Hey, I'm up here and I know who I am," some days that little doubt keeps coming back. So I love to go back to that, because it just helps me work through those limiting beliefs that come up every so often.
Yeah. So there are other courses, like I said, money mindset, leadership, embodiment. There are ads courses. Now, I have built my business completely organically, and so has CJ, and so has Christian, but there are high level ads training in this freedom era that they teach. I mean, the best too. Like the gal, Kylie is her name. She's a horsey girl is what she calls herself, from Australia. She teaches you an ads course, but she's not just teaching you what she thinks is going to work. She's teaching you what she has made 6 and 7 figures with working. And so this is the kind of high level information that we have at our fingertips in the freedom era. Preston Smiles, have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Gabby Kowalski, Melanie Ann Layer, high level 6 and 7 figure earners coming in to teach us how to harness the online space. And it's all through mindset, right? It's all energetic. Like these are not people who are just showing us strategy. Ben Simpkins, I like him. They are teaching us how to do it in a way that is fully in alignment with our soul's mission. Okay, so is there anything else you want to share around the freedom era before I move into?
I just want to say, all the courses and the tools and everything that's in there, I've paid business coaches, not going to lie, $10,000, $20,000 to have someone tell me, oh, try this, do that, but it was never about the soul level. It was about, okay, I need you to do this, but I need you to make us deal with the devil and sell your soul and not be who you are, but follow the strategy. And none of that stuff worked. But like Monica said, all these are soul aligned, heart-centered, heartfelt, that you just get to live in your integrity. And that's what I love about this freedom era, is that it's all, that entire community is heart-centered, and we all live in integrity, and we get to just live in our value.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about the conscious high ticket offer that most people who go into the freedom era do end up aligning with this offer, but you do not have to. You can use the resources and build any business, any online business with it. I've done it a couple more times because my soul made me do it. Okay. So, but I want you to know that all of the resources that you need to handle anything around this conscious high ticket offer is also in the freedom era. And we'll explore a little bit more about that further into the conversation. So, what is this conscious offer and why is it so important? Do you know how many broke influencers there are out there? Most of them. Okay. Most people that are on social media are not actually monetizing their social media, or if they are, they're not making enough money to actually help them leave the current position that they are in. And so this is why we align with a conscious offer. Now, I do some coaching. I love coaching. I'm a quantum healer. I love my one-on-one sessions, but my goal is to remove myself from being tied to dollar per client or dollar per hour. Does it mean I don't want to do it at all? No, it means I want to do it in a very soul aligned way. And that is what this high ticket offer does for me. So let's go into it. Conscious. It has to be conscious because this is New Earth business, baby. We're not effing up the planet while we're doing it. So it has to be in alignment with healing the planet. It has to be high ticket because we're not playing with chump change. We are replacing corporate salaries. Let me say that again. We are replacing corporate salaries. We want this to lead you to a new way of living, abundantly soul aligned. Okay, now I'm going to throw something at you to think about. What if I told you that people are not sick, they're dehydrated? I'm going to say it again. People are not sick, they're dehydrated. I'm putting my nurse hat on. Do you know that your body is 70% plus water? 70% plus. That means that you need water to function. It is scientifically proven that if you hydrate the body, you will, on some level, improve the state of the body. You will, on some level, reduce dis-ease within the body. I don't care what it is. High blood pressure, diabetes, anxiety, insomnia, reflux, tooth decay. You add some high quality hydration into it and you will see some sort of improvement. Okay, now I have another statistic for you. 92% of people are chronically dehydrated. 92%. That is a staggering statistic. Do you see this? This is a credit card. This is the amount of plastic that the average person ingests annually. You have this going into your body if you're drinking from the traditional water supply every year. That is staggering to me.
Yeah.
How hormone disruptive and terrifying is that? Did you know that the bottled water that you drink sits in the factory for an average of 24 months, 2 years before it's even put on the shelf? Imagine the level of toxicity that is present in that water before you ingest it. And so here we are. Oh, one more statistic. By the year 2050, there's going to be more plastic in the ocean than there are fish in the sea.
Wow.
That breaks my heart. That's
sad.
disgusting. It's disgusting. And we are so obsessed with organic foods and high quality vitamins and an exercise regimen, but we are literally drinking water that our bodies don't recognize. Our water is that toxic that our bodies don't recognize it. So we're drinking it, filling our belly full. I know you've had that feeling, slushing around in your belly. Oh, I hate that feeling. I don't get it anymore. But then we're excreting it. We're peeing it out because our bodies don't recognize it. Okay, so that takes me to the advent of this product. I'm gonna tell you a little story because I like to tell stories. A little over 50 years ago, a group of Japanese scientists were studying health. And they noticed that around the world, there were certain populations that lived longer and had higher quality of life. And they said, what's going on? Like, what are they doing that everyone else isn't doing? And so they started to research. And what they found, the missing link, or the commonality rather, in these populations is that they were all consuming naturally occurring alkaline water. And one of these places is actually Our Lady of Lourdes in Lourdes, France, right? Like this magical place where people travel to gain healing for their families. Absolutely amazing. So what they did is they said, how can we replicate this water so that we can have as many people as possible have access to this water to help shift their bodies into a healing state? They created a medical grade device that is used in Japanese hospitals. It is part of the patient care plan. This water is. So they're healing burn wounds with this water. They are prepping women to birth their babies, hydrating them with this water, and then healing their wounds after the birth. It's absolute magic. So this is, like I said, a medical grade device. It is a company called Enagic, and this is called Kangen water. I'm going to tell you some of my personal results with it. My son, James, had chronic tooth decay from a very young age. He went to the dentist today, and guess what? He's on the fucking no cavity board. I'm like, win, score, come on, moms. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's like a relief every time we go to the dentist and no one has cavities. Okay, my middle child, Nadia, had severe anxiety, or I thought she did. She didn't have severe anxiety. She was freaking dehydrated. So I was giving her CBD oil, because it was my product, every single day. She doesn't take it anymore, and she hasn't taken it for 2 years. Amazing results. My other personal example would be Sophia. She's 15. She had a birth defect. She had a hole in her diaphragm when she was born. She had chronic reflux her entire life because of some anatomical issues. She has no reflux anymore. None at all, ever. So these are my own personal testaments to this machine. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the specifics of the machine, but I want to remind you, this is a movie trailer, right? You get all the details if you decide to take the next step, if your soul calls you. So what this machine does is it creates two forms of water. It creates acidic water, which is going to, listen, replace every single cleaning product in your home, from bleach to laundry detergent to beauty water. You can, if your teenager has teenage acne, you spray their face with the water and it cleanses their acne. Trust me, it works. It worked for my 15-year-old. You also have the alkaline water, and this is where we ingest it, right? And it puts our body in a state of healing. It balances our immune system, because we don't want an overactive immune system and we don't want an underactive immune system. We want a balanced immune system, and that's exactly what it does. It balances your immune system. Now, if you want to research the science of the water, get a pen and paper. I'm going to tell you a term to write down. It is called electrolyzed reduced water, ERW water. Go to PubMed or go to Google Scholar and search that. There are thousands of research articles that will show you the proven benefits behind this water. Side note, if you do a basic internet search, you're going to get what you look for. If you're looking for negative reviews, you're going to get them. If you're looking for positive reviews, you're going to get them. It's all based on a sales algorithm. So if you want reliable information about this water, do the due diligence and go do the research from a scholarly journal, PubMed, Google Scholar. That's where you want to go. Okay, now, the next thing I want to talk to you about, now that you know a little bit about the product, is without going super deep into the compensation plan, because it's very detailed, it's intricate, it's magical. All the details are in the next step. I want to give you a little taste of your return on investment, ROI. We all know that term. What's my return on investment? Okay, so not only is your return on investment your improved health, which to me was enough, improved health, not only are you turning your home into a non-toxic sanctuary, not only are you healing the earth and not feeding into this like excessive consumption and product use and auto ship every single month and using plastics, you're also tapping into the ownership of a business model that is patented, that is complete magic. And that's why it's patented. There's nothing out there like this. A business model that you pay for once and you own for life and you can will to your children. A business model that doesn't include a building, that doesn't include employees, that doesn't include keeping stock, that doesn't include advertising, that doesn't include sales. It doesn't include sales. That's always a sticky point for people. They don't quite understand, but it doesn't, I don't sell. I don't do sales calls, okay? It's all a structure that we plug into, again, that will make more sense when you go in to the platform, the next steps, which we'll get to, okay? Not only do you own a business, you own a business that is of high integrity, that has stood the test of time. And Nagic has been around for almost 50 years. They are not going anywhere, okay? They are solid. They have proven that they can stand the test of time. Not only did they make it through COVID, they flourished through COVID. All of us got our commission checks and sales increased 17%. That is mind-blowing. Think about the effect that COVID had on most businesses. This business flourished. So you're going to have a machine that's really cool and it even talks to you, I'm just saying, that's going to last you 25 plus years, that has a warranty, that is not outsourced. This company doesn't outsource the production of their machine. The same person that starts it from the beginning, ground zero completes the machine. The quality is absolutely amazing, bar none. There is nothing out there that compares to the quality of this machine. From a business perspective as well, there are no quotas. There's no monthly auto ship. There's no deranking. If you're familiar with network marketing, you know that in most business models, you have to hit your rank every month, I think. There's no deranking. If you want to take a trip around the world and then come back and start your business back up, you get to do that in the same spot that you left at. If your family member, heaven forbid, gets ill and you need to go take care of them, you get to go do that and come back to where you were. No questions asked. And again, no sales calls. I just want to really hammer that home. Okay. Now I want to share a little bit with you around my experience so I can give you a taste of the numbers. This is just a teeny tiny taste, okay? Not a spoonful. When I started my business, my first commission check was $760. That ain't bad for a first commission check. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I used to make like a $12 commission on bottles of essential oil, if even that, right? That was like the high dollar ones, okay? Now, today, when I get a commission check, it's around $1,800. Okay, so I was like doing the math around that. I would have had to sell 36 bottles of CBD oil that I would have had to prepay for, that I would have had to stock in my house. There's none of that. I would have had to work 6 shifts as a nurse to make that. And that's one sale. It's really mind-blowing. And this is just a taste, okay? I also want to share with you a little bit about the ranking, not deep into it, but I want to share a number with you because it's delicious. In this business, our ranks are called 1A to 6A and beyond, okay? So your goal, because I want to show you the simplicity of this goal. Your goal is to get to 6A. Why? Because when you hit 6A, you are fingertips away from legacy income, okay? And we'll get to legacy income in a minute. To hit 6A, you need 101 group sales. 101, not individual sales, group sales. Imagine if you call in 1 leader or 2 leaders, how quickly you can hit that 6A and how much commission you are bringing in. Now, the simplest way to describe legacy income is you hit 6A and you take a couple people with you. Okay, because this is collaboration. This is not competition. We're taking as many effing people with us as we can. So we take a couple people with us and then we tap into $5,000 every month for the rest of your life. And it gets better. You will it to your children. You will it to your children. I don't know about y'all. I don't have life insurance and I don't have a retirement plan. This is my jam. So I want you to know, if you're watching me, 100%, I will make it to legacy income, and so will CJ, and we will take as many people with us as we can.
Oh yeah.
Some more specific examples, a couple of stories, because people are doing this. This is not an isolated incident. People are tapping into this system and structure and doing it over and over and over again and working closely with us to take us there. So Brooke W. March, who we both talked about, there is a testimonial in this group, if you search it. She just hit legacy income. She's been in the business for 3 years. 3 years. What if it took you 10 years? Would it be worth it? If it took you 10 years to hit $5,000 every month just for being devoted to this business, that doesn't include any other sales or commissions. That's just given to you every single month. And it's not capped at 5,000. Okay, so let me tell you about that. Christy X. Ord. Again, if you search the group, Kristen did an interview with her on Monday. She came into the business 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And she's like a rags to riches traditional story. She was living in her car. So now she is in a space where her husband and her both do the business. Okay. It's a team It's awesome. It's a family thing, right? So you have the opportunity to own up to 3 businesses in this space. She owns 3. Her husband owns 3. That's 6 businesses. 4 of them have hit legacy income. Like, how freaking exciting is that? Okay, so that's just a taste of the numbers, okay? So taste the numbers I gave you and freaking multiply them by 100,000. Seriously, that is the potential in this space. If you know anything about network marketing or funnels or any of that jazz, you know the potential in this space. And if you don't, that's okay too, because I didn't know shit. I was like, what's a funnel? I don't know what the hell a funnel is. Just show me what to do. Give me the system and structure and give me a tribe and I will rock this shit. And so that's what I'm doing. Okay, now, the last thing I want to say about the compensation plan is it's not a fucking pyramid. If I hear about one more pyramid, unless it's the Pyramid of Giza, I'm going to vomit, okay? Dude, it's not a pyramid. Why is it not a pyramid? Okay, well, let's look at how a pyramid is structured, right? It's like a freaking triangle. You can surpass the person in this business that brought you in, period. There you go. Not a pyramid. We can go ahead and move that to the side. I fully intend to surpass Kristen. She'll laugh when she hears that. Hey, and she's all for it because this is collaboration. She's like, come on, Monica, surpass me. And there's plenty of people who have done it, okay? This is a direct sales company that has created more female millionaires than anything of its kind, but really nothing exists of its kind because it's magic and it's the freaking golden ticket. Literally, there's nothing like this. Okay, now, so we have shared for you information around a social media skill set, right? You gain a social media skill set from the Freedom Era. They teach you how to do it, not only from a strategic perspective, but from an energetic perspective. You've got to be on a soul journey to want to do business in this way. Otherwise, it's not going to resonate with you. Now, we create our social media, our personal brand, right? And we're calling holistic people into our conscious offer. So once they are resonating with our conscious offer, we've got all of this potential for income, right? But then there's one more piece that shows how we're doing it differently, and it's automation, the sexiest word of the century, automation, right? This is where we leverage the freedom. This is where we get to plug and play. And so CJ is going to tell us about the automation aspect of this business and why it makes it so damn sexy.
All right, so automation. So I'm just going to take you back a little bit. Remember my story before for the cafe? So think about this. Automation allows somebody to have a system of team, somebody in the background helping you out. For me in the cafe, I had to pour 500 cups of coffee.
Oh shit.
To make what I can make in one sale in this business. And I don't have to make the sale. I don't have to ever talk to anybody about the water. I don't build my brand that way because I come from a premise before where I had to push a product. I'm not about that. I don't want people thinking, oh my God, here she comes. She's gonna, want me to buy this thing from her. No, I literally want to show up as who I am. I'm aligned with the high ticket offer, but I have someone in the background doing all the things for me. So in a traditional business sense, you have to do all the things. You have to, figure out how, to keep the electricity on, to figure out how to do the payroll, to figure out how to, buy all the products. In this space, I literally went to the beach last week. I laid on the beach for a week, had a check waiting for me in the background, had sales calls, had a team of people doing my sales calls for me in the background, doing all the heavy lifting. I didn't have to do any of that. And I want to just, think about this. I knew nothing about social media. So it was an amazing thing for Freedom Era to step into that and have somebody say, CJ, this is exactly how you do it. Here's the blueprint on how you build your business, how you build your brand. All you literally have to do is open your heart, open your mind, and follow the directions. And the bonus, you get to put your own spin on it. You get to just show up and be you. So that's amazing. So, and I was like, okay, but how am I going to market it? I don't know anything about sales. I don't know anything about Facebook ads. I don't know any of that stuff. The automation, I don't have to do any of that because I literally get to show up as myself. I get to plug people into the Freedom Era. And when you go into the Freedom Era, there are all these links that help you advertise your business that are already made up for you. You don't have to do any of that. You literally, people come to you, you send them the link, they go into the platform. The automation does all the heavy lifting for you. The automation, the funnels, like she mentioned, funnels. I had no idea what that was. I didn't want to come into a space where I had to build funnels or go, by God, have to do an email campaign. Who the fuck wants to do that? Who wants to try and build something and, get all confused and be like, okay, I don't want to have to do that. Who wants to have to create landing pages or to, come up with an offer on your own. I dabbled in the coaching thing too. And I was like, okay, great. I'm going to have to come up with this thing. And then I'm going to have to be online and I'm going to have to do these Zoom meetings and I'm going to have to spend all this time doing the things to coach someone how to do it. No, I have a freaking team that does that for me. I literally bring people into the Freedom Era, the automation, the funnels, everything's already done for you. The sales team, this is my favorite part. The sales team automatically, just that blows my mind because I've done sales in the past and I don't like that, little thing sitting in the back of my head like sales, that's spammy. No, these people are highly skilled, highly trained. They know how to answer the questions that people have. You don't ever have to speak about the water. You don't have to ever feel like you're selling somebody because the automation does it for you. And so let me just bring this all back around. Anybody who comes into online space, anybody that I've ever talked with that wants to be an online entrepreneur, what is their number one reason for doing it? Time freedom. Automation allows you that time freedom. I know plenty of people in the online space who are in, the hustle, the grind, oh my God, I have to have, 20 meetings today and I'm on calls all day long. And I'm looking at them going, you have no freedom. You might as well be sitting your ass behind a computer at a desk 9 to 9. You have no freedom. So what I love about the Freedom Era is that they allow us to have this freedom and you actually get to live your life. And I follow a bunch of people who I look at their social media and I'm like, that's complete bullshit. That's rainbows and unicorns. I follow the people who are in the Freedom Era space and I know they're living the life. They're doing the deal because I'm doing the deal. I'm feeling it. So I just want you guys to understand the whole package. We are the whole package. It's not just, here's a product or service that you have to sell. It's like we have the whole package. You get to come into the Freedom Era. And the beauty of the Freedom Era is we are a community. We are a community of men and women who are heart-centered, soul-led. And it makes me want to cry every time I think about every person in this space. The first time in my life as a woman, I have people like Monica that I've met in this space that I know are my soul sisters who will be lifelong friends because it's not a competition, it's collaboration, it's celebration. I've never been in a space where everybody is like, hey, CJ, we got your back. Hey, CJ, you want to work with me to do this? Hey, CJ, great job. The community, if you do nothing else but come into the Freedom Era for the community, to have that feeling of someone always having your back, to have that feeling of having, people who are on the same level as you. It's not a competition. Everybody's level playing field. We're all doing our own thing, but we're all celebrating one another. So community, Freedom Era, it's the strategy, it's the proven blueprint. You literally, it's laid out before you. All you have to do is step in. You learn how to do your brand. That's the magic part of it, your personal brand. And then the high ticket offer, like Monica said, it's something that aligns with your soul. For me, it's like, I get to do something that's good for me. I get to share that with people that it's good for them. It's good for my pocketbook. It's good for their pocketbook. And I'm not fucking up the world. Awesome. Yeah. And I want to bring it back around to, people with traditional brick and mortar businesses, you have limited location in which you can do business. I could only have a certain number of customers come to me because there's only so many roads that pass by my cafe. In the online space, we have global impact. You have the ability to impact this planet on a global level. Think about that. My vision is to impact one person per day, every single day. I couldn't have done that with my cafe. This space, this product, this community, and the automation that allows me to have the freedom to live my life, it's changing the planet. It's changing the world. So I just want you guys to know, you know, if you're like me or you're like Monica and you're like, oh, I've listened to this and I'm like, oh my God, I need to know more. Monica's going to share with you what the next step is to be able to take another look, to dig a little bit deeper into this space.
Thank you so much, CJ. That was so beautiful. So I want to, before I go there, remind you that like, you don't even have to do this piece of it. We do this because we want to stretch ourselves and we enjoy sharing the business, but you get to lean on us and others who enjoy doing this part of it. This is not something that you would have to do within the business. You don't have to have these conversations. You get to participate and lean on. And the other piece I want to touch on before I tell you about next steps is I want you to understand that you really get to infuse your soul gifts into this business, right? For me, it's a both and. I don't do this business and stop doing my healing work, my quantum healing work and my coaching. I get to do both. The difference is I don't have to grind and step out of authenticity as a healer or a coach because I'm not fully dependent on that as a source of income. I get to take the money, the wealth that I create in this space, and I get to use it on my passion projects. And that's what makes this space even more special. And so again, this is a movie trailer, baby. Okay. This is not the full movie. So you may have many, many questions. It may not even quite make sense to you because it didn't quite make sense to me, but I knew I wanted to know more. So if you feel that soul nudge to explore further, what you're going to do is post in the comments, link please, and tag the person that invited you and send them a message. Tag the person that invited you, link please, and send them a message and ask them for a link. What will happen next is I'm going to tell you price, so stay with me. What will happen next is you're going to click on the link and you will go to a page that will show you that it is, are you ready for this? 22, which is actually my favorite number of all time. So the irony is beautiful. $22 for 30 days. So the goal here is to make the barrier of entry very, very low because we're not looking for everyone. We know that, but we want you to have an opportunity to take a solid look at this business and structure and tribe and see if it is a soul match for you. $22. It gets better. There's a 14-day money back guarantee, yo. So literally, like, what do you have to lose? If you feel the call, you have nothing to lose. You go in, pay the $22, explore for 14 days. If it doesn't resonate, you cancel and get your $22 back. Like pizza. That's all I'm going to say. I think pizza is more than $22, yes, actually. For like a large pizza, it's more than $22. You literally have nothing to lose. So you go in, $22. Now, inside of the platform, what are you paying the $22 for? This is what you're paying the $22 for. You're paying for a mini coaching session that would cost thousands of dollars outside of this. It's called the Discovery Process. It is a series of videos and questions that are going to help you fine tune your goals and help you dream again. I was like, what? I'm 40. I get to dream. Are you kidding me? It's real. This can be a real thing. Okay. So you go through the questions, you go through the videos, you become highly educated on what the platform offers, what the high ticket offer is, more history and understanding about that. You learn about the commission structure. You learn about the patented compensation plan. Okay. And then you learn about the automation. You book a call with a digital business specialist. Okay. Write down your questions as you go because you get to bring all of your questions, all of your concerns, all of your limiting beliefs, all of your objections to this call with an expert who is our tribe. Okay. These are not just some randos. These are our people. These are people who are in alignment with our mission, with our New Earth business. You get to ask them all the questions that you have around the business and discern and make a decision about if the business is for you. And if it is, what is the best way for me to come into this business? Okay. Something else I want to share with you. What was I going to say? I have it written down. Hold on. Success loves speed. Success loves speed. So what else are we offering? If you go in to the platform, so if you request your link and go into the platform within the next 48 hours, we will give you a bonus call, which is a generational wealth call that features Balazs Cardos. You can write these names down if you'd like and look them up. Balazs Cardos, Clint X. Morgan, Clint X. Morgan and Christy X. Ord. And what they're sharing with you is they're really expanding your vision around wealth creation in the new earth. It's an amazing 1.5-hour call that you will get sent to you if you go into the Freedom Era within 48 hours. Okay. Something else I want to drop on you is we do have a mentorship coming up. These mentorships occur a few times every year, and we have one coming up. So now, can you do the business outside of mentorship? Absolutely, you can. The support is there. But this free mentorship includes hot seat coaching and weekly calls that are going to blow your freaking mind, where 6- and 7-figure earners are literally taking you by the hand and cracking that whip the first 30 days of the business so that you stay on top of your shit, right? Because sometimes fear can come in and we need that additional support. And so that's what is there for you. Okay, well, thank you for sharing your time with us. And I just want, for the sake of humor, I want to point out the fact that I'm doing business on my bed. Can take that joke wherever you want, but like, this is the new earth business, right? Where we get to literally sit in bed and create conscious wealth online. So thank you for joining us. I sincerely hope that you got something valuable out of this conversation. Thank you. And CJ, is there anything else that you would like to say before we go?
I just want to say, if you have just a tiny inkling, just open your heart, open your mind to what's possible for you in your life. You've spent your whole entire life having someone tell you what's expected of you, what to do. This is your one opportunity to take a chance on you, to make a decision, to choose you. How empowering is that for you to be able to choose you? It's $22. I want to tell you the discovery process, like Monica said, she's 40, I'm 52, I'm way older. But anyways, that was the first time in my life that I was like, what does CJ want? What does CJ desire out of her life? Not what someone else told me that CJ should want. It literally allowed me to open my eyes to what was possible for me. So go in, allow yourself to dream, allow yourself to see what's possible. And you know what? Like she said, there's fears that can come up along the way, but this community's got your back. We all are a family. If you come into this platform, into this space, we are going to link arms and we are going to create massive impact and we are going to change the fucking world. So,
yes.
see you on the inside.
Love you. Bye, everyone.